Alright, well, this is the chicken house. I haven't made a video in a long time, but you notice there's not a whole lot different. We've kind of stalled out. So my job now is try to get this thing going again. One of the problems we're having is there's water leaking from the ceiling onto the floor. So what I have to do is I have to go into a mod and I have to find some like heavy duty silicone so that we can patch it up. That's gonna be a lot of work. Hoping to get this all done by next Sunday so that we can actually get started with this. I'm still excited about it, but I'm really tired of answering the where are the chickens, where are the chickens, why didn't you bring the chickens, where are you, you know? So it's gonna be important for me to get this done really as quickly as possible.
Alright, this is my chicken house. I'm doing this as kind of a before picture so I can remember what it looked like before I brought the chickens and started this chicken farm. Today I am trying to clean it up as much as possible, take stock of what we need to fix, just kind of figure the last things out so that when we have the money we can bring the chickens here as quickly as possible.
Alright, well, it's gotten to the point where I'm actually done with everything in the chicken house, and now I just have to wait for the weather to get a little nicer, but it's been a long time since an update, so this is going to be the last one before we actually get the chickens, so so we have all of the things up. Everything is up. I've fixed the tube so it actually runs like a tube now. We installed the water, and what will happen is as it fills up, the water will get up to about here, and once it gets up to here, it'll stop dripping water down through here. And as people drink out of it, a little bit more will come down, and it's controlled through this. It's amazing. It's like, it really is automatic. And we have the feeders and everything. My boy, Abu Ahmed, not my boy, he's like 50 something, but he installed this divider, which may or may not be tall enough to stop the chickens, but I guess we'll see. And he put this door in, which is awesome. It'll actually separate one part of it from the other and enable us to keep the chickens inside, keep all of the sawdust and everything from blowing out and all that. I actually went up on the roof and I shoved plastic bags in the gaps. I don't know if you can see the gap. That's let's see if I can get close enough here. So that gap, there's about 50 of them. And I shoved plastic bags in between each one of those on the roof. And it actually worked. It stopped leaking. So it's going, it's working, it's happening. We're getting the chickens in a week and a half, is what my mudir said. He said a lot of things, but I think he's actually certain about this. And then before we actually get them, I need to have a meeting with everybody to make sure we're all on the same page with what the expectations are. And we need to come to some sort of consensus agreement as to what we're going to do with these chickens. I don't know if we actually need to, but it just seems like a good idea. Today, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to set up some sort of walkway with stones between here and the soccer field, just because I'm always getting mud on my shoes and it's getting kind of tiresome. But we'll see what happens. All right. Well, that's the road so far. I still have quite a ways to go. I'm trying to get to the soccer field, but if I can get to the greenhouse thing today, I'm plenty happy. But we'll see what happens. All right, it's Saturday the 25th of February. I'm going to work tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. I need to talk to my mudir and the farmer Atwa and the drivers and really anyone who's going to be involved in this project when the chickens are actually here to talk about some of the logistics. Because really we're running out of excuses before we bring these chickens. At first it was we gotta wait till it gets warmer, we gotta wait till vacation ends, we gotta wait till the party's over or whatever. I don't know, King's birthday or something. It was fun, I'm not complaining, um, but now, we just had a cold snap in the weather, but it's starting to warm up now. Actually, right now I'm freezing, so it's starting to warm up. It should be warm by the time we get these chickens. Um, so the weather's coming together, the timing's coming together. There's no excuses anymore. We need to get these chickens. So we're going to talk about who's going to be in charge of ordering the stuff and reordering it when it gets down. Who's going to be in charge of actually training these students and making sure that the project continues. Because I really don't want to do a lot of training of the students. I want to train the teachers to use this because I'm going to be gone. And there's really, I don't know, like I'm really invested in this project, but my investment my investment ends in 10 months, so they need to be invested in this. So now my job is going to actually get much more difficult because I have to get them to do all the stuff that I was doing. Because I did all these one-time things, all these one-over things, because whatever, they never have to do these things again. They never have to buy drinkers. They never have to whitewash the thing. They never have to clean out the khazan. They never have to do all these things. They just need to make sure that they keep going. Now I have to teach them how to make these things keep going. I have to teach them how to manage this chicken house because everyone is asking me for free eggs, and it's great in theory. I'd love to give everyone free eggs, but this project doesn't succeed if there's free eggs. Yeah, it just doesn't work. I mean, we need to buy food, we need to buy the cartons, we need to buy stuff for the chickens. So I need to make sure they understand we need to charge for these things. I need them to figure out how we're actually going to deliver this, how we're going to get the eggs from the house to however we're going to deliver these things. There's just a lot of stuff that I need to know because I'm going to need to put it in the final report for the spa project, such as what happens on the weekends, what happens on the holidays, what happens if Atwa's sick, like I don't know, he can't come in. Like we got to feed these chickens. We got to collect these eggs. Like we need to we need to we need to sell these eggs. We can make a lot of money for the center, but that's only if they are responsible. If they aren't responsible, we're screwed. We're screwed, And there's not a whole lot of urgency from the people I work with in any regard for like any part of their job, which is totally fine. I mean, that's part of the culture. But business is business. Like, and I don't think it's me being an American and me, um, being obsessed with schedules and being obsessed with being on time and getting this work done. I think it's just an actual like we need to make money on this. I've never had this mentality before. I've always been kind of take it as you go. Like let's not worry too much about these sort of things. Frankly, very very Jordanian way of living, and that's why I like it here so much. But right now, I'm a capitalist. I am an American capitalist, and I am going to be a capitalist, and we are going to make some money selling chickens. I'm I'm doing it. Like I'm gonna sell some eggs to people and make a buttload of money for my center, and they're gonna carry me out of town on their shoulders or leading me on their prized camel down the highway, and I'll toss eggs to the villagers as I go. I don't know. I'm just really excited. I'm incredibly proud of myself. I'm gonna brag a little bit. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna finish the road on Sunday, and it's gonna be beautiful. It already looks beautiful. I feel like a total badass. Um, yeah, yeah. I cannot wait for these chickens. All right, it's March 6th. All of the excitement and momentum, I guess, if I've ever had momentum on this project, I think I had momentum. Um, all the momentum is gone. I went home early from my center today because I just couldn't take it. I didn't. I left because I didn't want to get upset with anybody, so I just left. I'll try again tomorrow. We need to buy a pipe to hook up to the Hazan, and it's becoming a huge to do. It's always stuff that Hamid has no idea about that he wants to get involved and and shut down and try to find cheaper ways, which is fine, but like he hasn't done anything so far. Like he has no idea what's going on in this project. Like I talked to Atwa today and he has a completely different idea of this project. He asked me if I was going to live in the chicken house and work on the chickens. And I said, I said, no, aren't you going to? And he's like, no. And that was the original plan, was Atwa was going to work most of the time in the chicken house. They haven't talked about any of this. It's so frustrating. And, the last couple days it's been snowed out, which is cool, I guess. It's nice to have snow, but then I came today and he's like, yeah, there's going to be snow on Thursday. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, is this really going to delay things? And he's like, yeah, there's going to be snow. And like, we can't put in the sawdust because it's going to be wet. And we just can't do anything yet. Well, I checked the weather. There's not going to be snow until next year, as in like next winter. So I'm like, I'm losing my mind. Tomorrow needs to be a good day. I'm forcing them to make a timeline with me. I'm forcing them to commit to some stuff. I'm done getting dragged into their inefficiency. It either happens or I'm done. Gosh, I hate doing ultimatums. It's mostly something that I say to myself to get me through the tough times. Like I'm gonna tell them this, and then that's that, you know. But tomorrow, if they're not on board with what I say, I'm just gonna tell Hamid that get the chickens and then call me, and then I'll come back to work, because I can't. I can't do it. These stupid chickens, man. I'm so sick of this. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, it's March 16th or 15th. What is it today? 15th. March 15th. What has been happening at the chicken house? Well, I got kind of upset with how they were dealing with things. They weren't taking the project seriously. Um, I got really upset and I went in, and I was ready to throw a huge fit, to be honest with you. But they helped me out. They do these bursts of work that keep me there just long enough to feel okay about the project. So we got the pipe, but we didn't get someone to install it. So it's just been gathering dust for a week. Um, what else did we do? They keep criticizing the amount of sawdust that I have. We're supposed to have 5 inches of sawdust, so 5 centimeters is okay, and they keep saying that we should have less. Well, they are wrong. So we're not gonna have less. It's just ridiculous. We installed a post for the electricity, which was really awesome. Um, really, things are just moving slowly. My mudir said that we'll get the chickens on April 1st now. So it keeps moving back and back and back, and I want to get this done. Like, I want to get the report done. The project is not going to get done. That hopefully it never gets done. Hopefully they can keep having chickens. But I want to finish my end of this. So he needs to tell me how much this stuff costs. And he changed everything up. We were going through Fadi, but it's going through the National Poultry Company, which is fine. It's just now he has to take care of how much everything costs. So it's on him. I need to know how much everything costs. We have a bunch of money left, and I want to use it. I want to use the money. Um, it's just waiting. It's just so slow. Um, and it's tough because I can't. I would love to just sit back and wait for this to be done. Um, but if I do that, it won't get done. Like, I have to be thinking about this. I have to harass them about this. Which stinks, man. I don't want to do it. Um, but I don't know. They've been starting to do stuff on their own, which is kind of nice. But these chickens, need these chickens. I need this project to be done. Um, hopefully on Sunday I'll go and I'll get some footage of what we have and put it on this video. But till then, hopefully I'll have a nice relaxing weekend of not thinking about these chickens. All right. Well, if everything goes as planned, this actually will be the last one before we get chickens. I talked to my mudir, Abu Baha, about getting the chickens. Obviously, so that's all I talked to him about now. He said tomorrow a guy's going to come from Watania, which is the National Poultry Company, and talk to us about the chickens. So this is kind of the last look at the chicken house before we get chickens, hopefully. Here's the door and the retaining wall that may or may not support the chickens. I have all of the sawdust in place. Everything is in place. Masharab are in place, Ma'alif in place. Everything is good. Everything is ready for chickens. So, see what happens. I'm gonna go up to the roof and kind of show you what's happened with the khazan. Alright, well, here's the khazan. But it's all clean, and we installed this thing. It's kind of like what's in a toilet. So this will automatically fill up as it gets lower. So as this goes down, ooh, that's a disgusting brown water will come out, but can't really hope for much more. Can't really hope for much more here. But hopefully this is the end of the journey of actually bringing the chickens here. I hope that this isn't another false alarm like that. There's thousands of others. This is the last time I'm doing this. Last time I'm doing this before the chickens. So I hope this is actually the last time I'm doing this before the chickens. So we'll see what happens. I have a lot of faith in Abu Baha because I have no one else to put faith in for this project. So inshallah, inshallah.